with No Man's Sky, which is fantastic. So at the end of the first episode, we finished the first part of phase 1, which was landing on the planet, which was easy. So no problem with that. We're going to continue on now. The next phase we're going to do is we're going to grow some plants, or find some plants, and we're going to scan some animals. If you scan 14 animals, that is also one of the sections for, I believe, phase 2. So we're on a planet right now, and these planets are fairly easy to find because none of them are in caves. If they're in caves, they can be difficult, especially if they're rare. It takes some time, so we're just gonna scan some animals here. Take a look. Just gonna go through this in fast forward mode because otherwise it'll take an hour. So I'm just underwater here. Found one there. I think there's one more underwater animal that I'm looking for. Waiting for it to spawn in. Checking it out. I think we've gotten all the birds. What have we got? We got 3 left. So 2 ground animals and an underwater, and 2 underwater possibly. So I'm gonna take a look underwater a little bit. There's some more. There's one. And there's the last one for underwater. So we got that. Now there's a couple ground animals that we're looking for. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna take a look for some buried technology because that's worth money. And at the beginning of a new start, money is fairly important. And one of the best ways to get money is to dig up buried technology, because I think you can sell them for about 75,000 each, something like that, which isn't a little bit of money, and they're fairly common. So I'm just going to take a look over here, take a run. There's one there. I'm going to highlight it and dig it up. The backpack is not very powerful at this time, so the jumps are short, but they still work. So I'm just gonna dig this up. Remember to use, when you're using a terrain manipulator, it's best to use the small area of effect, especially when mining resources, because you get a lot more. So this is just some, I think this is sodium, right? Yeah, so there's a sodium deposit here. Sodium's important. You can make batteries with it. It's one of a fairly useful base element. You can recharge things as well with it. So since it's right here, I'm just gonna dig some up. Well, I'll shoot some up, I guess. So yeah, I'll just do this and fast forward just because it takes some time. Looking for any kind of red dots to see if there's an animal, and you always get a couple $1,000s for scanning any plants or animals, so that's always useful. The animals though will give you a bonus if you get all of them from all of the animals on a planet will give you a nanite bonus, anywhere from, I think if one animal is like 250 or 500 nanites, but 10 is maybe 2,500, and 12 is maybe 3,000 or 3,500. So there's another animal. So I found one there. That one's a little aggressive, actually. Looks like a little T-Rex action. There's some more sodium you can collect from plants there. Just dig up a little bit more technology here, get a little cash in case we're going to need to buy some things to install our hyperdrive in our ship. So we don't have the plans or the technology to install a hyperdrive yet. So we're gonna have to buy some, I think it's what is it? A processor, 5 processors, and they're not super cheap. So that's why I'm collecting those buried technology. This stuff, I'm just mining these resources just in case, because at the beginning you don't start with anything. So it's always useful. Yeah, everything you see, carbon, everything, because you're going to need that stuff to build and install upgrades to your starship, to your freighter, to your backpack as well. So always useful. I'm just taking a look here. I think I have one more animal left to look for. It's a rare one. So while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna take a run. Just gonna shoot this oh, now I've activated the swarm. The swarm's after me. Sentinel swarm. Just run away from them. These guys are always good for oxygen. Oxygen's really useful in this game, not only for breathing underwater, but for putting in your processor and increasing yields from different things. Ah, there it is. That's the last one. Kind of a large walking bug one. So we get 10 out of 10 species. All done. So now the next goal we're going to is warp to another system. So that's why we need to install our hyperdrive. Go in and out of their ship. Remember, going out of your ship is to save. So always do that when you accomplish some stuff. If No Man's Sky has been known to crash, so save as much as possible. Yeah. A lot of people like to just make it a habit of when they get in their ship just to get out, just to create that autosave. So there we go. We're just going to follow the route to the next rendezvous, but we need a hyperdrive. We need chromatic metal and microprocessors. So we don't have that. So I'm just going to see if I can buy some microprocessors here. So when you get a spaceship, it's on the right side. On your left is your exosuit storage space or cargo upgrade. And it's best to, I'm grouping these things together because then they get those colored borders. Those are actually bonuses, so they kind of boost each other. You can do up to 4. Once you do 5, it's too many. It won't let you do that, so max is 4 that you can group together. As far as installable upgrades, if you actually build the upgrades, then it can get increased to 6 or 8. But as far as the upgrades that you purchase or find, you can only group 4 of those together before it maxes out. So I'm just buying a few things here. How much money did we get? We had 181,000 because of those we collected. Oh, nice. Look at that. Exotic. I don't have any money to buy it, but that's actually a nice one. That one's actually looks cool when it's landed, but when you're flying it, the wings fold down and it's kind of difficult or a pain in the butt to maneuver. Oh, I like those ones. The ring fighters are always good. Instead, yeah, we get Pinky, our beautiful pink explorer. We're gonna get rid of that as soon as possible. But so we're going back to the planet. We're gonna get some carbon. There was no carbon at that galactic exchange, so that's what we're looking for. But as I was flying down, I saw a base that said all plants, and I'm like, perfect. I was trying to get buried technology, but because that base was there, you can't use your terrain manipulator. because it's uneditable. So, but you can still collect things there. So now I'm going to go back in there. Nothing there. What? Come on, it's empty. Oh, there we go. We can shoot those. Those toxic plants, always good for oxygen. Group our backpack together, get a little extra boost. Those highlighted blue areas, those will give you even another boost. It'll just increase the power of the module or the upgrade that's on there just a little bit. So we're gonna do that. So I'm looking around. I could have actually harvested those plants because you don't need gloves. If you harvest them out of the ground, you need hazmat gloves. Gauntlets, actually. Hazmat gauntlets. But you don't need to do that. So I was looking at, here we go, there's copper. If we refine, we have a portable refiner. So I'm just harvesting this copper. Might as well, you need it. It turns into chromatic metal once you throw it in our processor. So at the beginning you need lots of chromatic metal. They used to get drops when you shot pilots. You used to be able to get it in space, but since the last upgrade or so, or update, a couple updates ago, it stopped doing that. It stopped dropping chromatic metal, so you have to make it yourself. So I might as well just harvest all of this while I'm here. It's right beside us. It's always cool. All these chromatic metals look so cool. Looks like gold actually, but it's copper. Gold's just a little bit darker tint, I think. And a little green to it. But the cadmium is red, shiny red. And indium is shiny light blue. Looks like tinfoil. And if you miss it, doesn't matter, because that's silicate powder. Silicate powder you can use to recharge your multi-tool as far as the terrain manipulator goes. So useful. Also useful. Might as well use that instead of other resources. You can also make glass out of silicate powder. I think it's 50 for one glass. But I usually use frost crystals for that. Because you can make them directly from frost crystals. So back in space again. We got some chromatic metal. We're installing our hyperdrive. But now, guess what? It's empty. We need fuel. How are we going to get that? So we have to build a couple things to get fuel. That was a mining beam upgrade that I got out of one of those fallen satellites. I think, yeah, so we need to antimatter housing and antimatter. So we're missing a component. So I'm going back down to the planet because we need condensed carbon. There was some in the ship. I'm not sure if there's enough, but we can't throw a portable unit, I don't think, inside your ship. So I found this place that said all plants. You need gauntlets, but not if you look at those screens and it says harvest all. So I'm just going to harvest all this stuff because especially those ones there, the venom is worth a lot of money. Like a lot, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this will give us a great boost. If you don't want to do this, I can show you another way. Like you can just earn money the short way. Some people might say, well, you're cheating because you didn't do it all yourself. I'm like, well, if you find a vacant base that's growing all sorts of plants, why wouldn't you use it, right? If you want to do it all from scratch, that's fine too. Like I said, see, we can sell those plants now. Our money's going up here. Actually, we're buying stuff now. We still have 111,000. Now let's sell these plants we just harvested. up to almost 1 million. Now 1.7, 2.5 million. That helps a lot. So we're gonna need some wiring looms for upgrades, and those aren't cheap. See, you can't drop the portable refiner on a base. I'm just flying a little bit away. You have to be 300 meters away, I think. 350, somewhere in there. So I'm just gonna fly to an island over here, or a peninsula, and drop it here and do it. There we go. These things need oxygen, carbon for fuel. I don't have any because I'm trying to make refined carbon. So trees, you scan them, it'll tell you the primary and then the secondary resource. So since I scanned it, some of those trees actually have a little bit of condensed carbon in there, but I'm just getting it mainly for the carbon. There we go, I got more carbon. I'm gonna throw it in there and create some condensed carbon. I'm just gonna do that quickly. I don't need that much of it, so I can make the antimatter. So now I'm crafting antimatter, and I have antimatter housing. One should be enough to get out of the system and get our another part of phase. I think it's phase 1. So the second part of phase 1. Now we're just gonna follow the route to the next rendezvous. This isn't gonna take us all the way there. We don't have our hyperdrive's not powerful enough to get there in one jump. So we're just gonna go to the next one. This will give us step 3 will be done. Step 3 in phase 1 will be done. There it is. So bounty, that was for the plants. So we got some rewards for that. Now we got interstellar done as well. Collect the rewards. We get a base computer, prepackaged something or other as well. So now we'll be able to build a base. That's also one of the steps of phase 1. But we're going to do that next time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like the content. Be great.